Thank you, Antiquarian. Welcome back to the booth, ladies and gentlemen. Joined once again by CCP Larrikin for the third match of today. Band Apart versus Spectre, both relatively new teams to the Alliance tournament. This is the first year for Spectre, second year for Band Apart, both doing pretty well so far. And what do we see on the field here?
This is a super interesting comment. Just a quick shout out that we do in fact have a flag sheep. The ABA team has brought their Armageddon, and they are bringing an Armageddon, double Astarte, Guardian, Ashimu, double Confessor, double Kruror, Mangus fleet, while Spectre
with the double Floon, double Navy Mega, double Kitsune, double 4 ECM ships, and the match has in fact begun.
5 with the Griffin.
With the Ibis, make it 6. Wowzers McGee. Okay, so a lot of ECM on the field there. Are we going to no jams on the Armageddon so far?
So the ECM fleet of Spectre has brought in their hardcore battleship fleet right at 0, while they've brought in their ECM core at around about 50 kilometers. But everyone has gone everywhere now. The Spectre fleet have the Band Apart fleet have sent the Confessors and Krurors in to try and grab some of those ECM ships, which have scattered.
A lot of DPS hitting that Armageddon. It is receiving reps, but will it be able to hold up from that Guardian? It's pretty funny. We're seeing more ECM ships from the side of Spectre fleet than DPS ships. Fleet Typhoon is now scrammed, taking a fair bit of damage from the side of Band Apart.
But there is an awful lot of damage coming down on top of Joe's in the sheep.
About to down. Sorry, keep going.
no, coming down on top of Joe's in the flagship Armageddon. He is just about to hit structure. I don't think he's going to live with those 4 battleships just pounding on him.
The other side, though, is now down 2 ECM ships. The Floon of Hypo is about to die. The Ibis is taking damage, so already a lot of losses.
Kitsune, Ibis, Griffin, all gone.
Flagship down. Is that a good trade? So the loss of the Kitsune, the Griffin, and the Ibis, and looks like it could be a Floon. There's no Logi on the side of Spectre fleet. There is Logi on the side of Band Apart.
I don't know if that's a good trade. I don't think this is a great trade at all. There's so much damage sitting. Yeah, ABA has so much damage sitting there, and Spectre fleet just lost like a third of their jams.
Looks pretty bad. The Blackbird now of Delta. I mean, these ECM ships, once they are focused down, they're going to die so quick. So we're looking at the 4th loss for the side of Spectre fleet. Only 1 loss, although it is the flagship Armageddon of Band Apart. Will this Blackbird be able to survive? He's in half structure or 3/4 structure. He's going to be down any second now.
And that Kitsune is hard tackle as well. Webbed.
He's going to be next.
Jammed, muted. Like he's about to drop as well. Samara in the Kitsune is in structure and gone.
Kitsune down.
Spectre fleet. 4 battleships, only 1 supporting Blackbird now. They are not in a good place. Band Apart lost their... Yeah, and no Logi, absolutely. Band Apart lost their flagship Armageddon, but they're in a really strong position.
They are still doing a lot of damage. I mean, we're seeing the Astarte of Bluey taking mass damage. The reps are not holding him, so that's going to be 1 lot of links down, and it's highly likely that that's going to make it easier for them to drop the second Astarte if they choose to.
Are these... But do you think these are hull-tanked Typhoons and Megathrons?
It looks like it could be. I mean...
They've been taking damage for a lot, and they've got no Logi, like you said, right?
Yes, it does look like that. And the Fleet Typhoon, along with a lot of other pirate ships, work fairly well. A lot of other Navy ships with hull tanking, because they have so much base hull HP. I mean, the Navy Megatron is obviously very good at hull tanking with its enormous amount of base HP and the way hull tanking mods work. But the Fleet Typhoon and other pirate battleships actually work pretty well in terms of how much raw EHP you'll get out of a 5-slot tank.
Yeah,
they actually do work pretty well. There's a few examples of this apart from the Floon. So 3 ships now.
So Band Apart in a very strong position. They have their entire support wing left alive, and they haven't decided on a prime yet. I'm going to guess they're going to go after their last Fleet Typhoon.
That Floon's been hard tackle for quite a while, but they haven't seemed to
focus their damage. Yeah. But those 3 battleship core of Spectre fleet is doing a fantastic job on the Band Apart's Astarte. It is sitting at about 50% armor there.
Will they be able to kill it? I mean, they did lose one of their links. Potential links from that first Astarte loss of Bluey. But it really doesn't seem as though Spectre fleet's going to be able to come back from this. I mean, they're sticking with tradition there with the hull tanks. But
they are. Yes, they are definitely sticking with tradition there. But yeah, look, this is really a race basically between if Spectre Fleet can try and take down some more damage. I mean, they don't have any control left. All of their ECM is gone. I don't think they're in a position to try and take down that Guardian. I don't give them any credence to that, especially with both their Megathrons hard tackled now.
That's right, and they've been working on this Ashimu for a little while. The DPS isn't enough.
I mean, the Ashimu's almost at full armor now.
Yeah.
It's doing just fine.
It's coming back and forth. It really looks like it's all over for Spectre. Yeah, Astade's doing fine. Ashimu's been, I mean, reps have been on both of them for a while, on both the Ashimu and the Astade. It really seems like the end for Spectre Fleet. So again, this is Spectre Fleet's first year in the Alliance tournament. It is band apart. This is their second year. Last year they got a bit unlucky and were obliterated in the first weekend, but this year they're doing a lot better. And looks like they're going to clean up this match as well.
I do think so. Look, I really question Spectre Fleet's decision here. I think their plan was fairly solid, have all that ECM, all that control, and just let their battleships carry this match. But they had no way of screening that ECM. The backline just got torn apart by Bandapart's support wing. The Confessor's, Crew Roars, and Mangas just got in there and absolutely annihilated that ECM wing.
And that's how it's going to be. I mean, all of these ships, the Kitsunes, the Blackbirds, the Griffin, clearly the Ibis, unless everything is jammed out, they are going to be killed very, very quickly by even one or two Confessors getting amongst the ECM ships. So they're really saying, we're going to roll the dice here. We're going to roll the ECM dice and hope that we come up.
The RNG gods smile on them.
Yeah, the RNG gods said, get wrecked, Spectre Fleet, unfortunately. All right, but, there'll be a lot of people at home there pretty happy to see all of those ECM ships reduced to their constituent components fairly quickly. This match.
Very, very effectively, in fact.
Definitely hull tanked. The Flume.
Yeah, that's. I mean, even though Spectre Fleet is clearly losing this match, something about me really likes a 4 hull tanked battleship core surrounded by just waves and waves of ECM. That just feels like the most trolliest setup in the entire world. Not a very good setup, as it turns out. Hard counted here, but. Still, I mean, look, they took down the flagship Armageddon. That's going to put Band apart.
A little bit behind.
A little bit behind in the upcoming matches, potentially crippling them, but still.
Doesn't really further Spectre Fleet's own. And there we go, the Flumes down. Can you see if they're rails on the Mega? Because I'm a little bit interested. They haven't got any control. There is no control on the side of. I mean, whether if they're blaster fit. They're going to really... That is the Navy Megas of Spectre Fleet. If they are blaster fit...
I think they're blaster fit, yeah.
Yeah, they're blaster fit.
Yeah, that's...
Ions, I think. Yeah. Neutrons, sorry. Yeah, they're neutrons. So there's no way of them keeping on top of the vast majority of things that they're going to want to engage. There's no webs on the... I mean,
their web. They've got. Sorry, they have a. One web on the crew or there, but
they have a grappler.
The
problem is getting it. The grappler is not doing anything until you're within about 8Ks. I mean, at 8Ks, it's about as effective as a Tech 2 web. You can't. I don't feel that a web or two on your hull tanked slow ass battleships is really enough to secure that damage. And even if the ECM was really successful and got locks, how did Spectre Fleet think that they were going to kill anything? Do you know what I mean? How are they going to actually get into
That's a really good point. What was their plan after the Armageddon?
If you go forward and you think, okay, let's just hope we get really lucky with jams, then what? Then we get kited by everything. Because we are blaster fit. I mean, I'd assume that the Flumes are going to be... are they going to be rapid heavy? There's no paints on the other side, meaning the cruisers are...
they'd have to be rapid heavy. That kind of makes sense, which gives them a fair amount of range.
With no control. However, maybe they are cruising. I mean, we've just seen blaster fit Navy Megas with no control support.
I just hope they're torpedo fit now. Don't tease me like that.
Well, I mean, we might be able to see it in a moment on the kill mails, but really, as someone who flies a lot of blaster boats, you need that control. And in this sort of situation, you can't rely on the opposing side just burning straight into your web range and just sitting there,
Yeah.
So
it was a poor gamble to make, unfortunately.
I think so.
What do you think about the Ashimu as a choice? So you've got the Armageddon, and they've basically tried to say, let's bring all of that webs that we were going to get with the Balgorn flagship by bringing in Ashimu. What do you think about that choice?
I mean, it's an interesting. The Ashmu is always an interesting choice because it's got the newts at around 10 to 15k range, but then it's got the webs, which with an Ashmu Tech 2 web, it's going to be hitting a heated range of like 26 kilometers.
Yep.
So it's an interesting ship because, you know, it's got that the web range far beyond the newt range. Although maybe they're doing some really tricky fit with a heavy newt, which you can do. You can, it's possible.
It doesn't seem with the double web. I mean, there's two. That's not necessarily all coming from the Ashuma, I guess. So that's not.
That's true. But at the end of the day, like it really, any ship any composition from Bandapart is going to be able to stay out of range of the vast majority of Spectre fleet's damage with ease. There's just no way. I don't feel that regardless of the comp that Bandapart, if they're flying correctly, could lose this. You can really see the tank, ladies and gentlemen, on those Navy Megas. I mean, look at that. A fully hull tank Navy Mega coming in at about 350k EHP.
Commander Az does not survive. That is time, ladies and gentlemen. Bandapart going through Spectre fleet, despite their amazingly trolley setup, have lost this match, but we will pass it back to the desk.